This used to be Misratah's vegetable market. It was occupied by about at least half a dozen tanks. This is actually the remnants of a T-72 Russian tank. It looks as though it was hit probably by a NATO strike. We're not sure when, but it appears to be fairly recently. It hit with such force that the turret from the tank ended up over here. Now, that is a massive turret capable of firing a 120mm shell. The entire tank itself weighs, I'm told, roughly around 60 tons. So that was an incredible amount of explosion that threw it up. There was probably a second one there, as we can see from the hole. It was parked right next to a fuel tanker, which is still got fire raging underneath it. This was probably used for refueling, but would have caused a huge amount of damage and an explosion in itself. But this is right in the centre of the city. All around this market are little shops and businesses, and this is where the Gaddafi soldiers were hiding out, sleeping, eating and mounting their attacks. If you look down this alleyway, there's another tanker parked. The city was pretty much held hostage by all these troops. They said at one stage there were probably around 200 Gaddafi soldiers camped right in the middle. They had snipers well positioned in surrounding buildings, and the residents were terrified. They couldn't go out. A lot of them left, but some were trapped, and they were taken on by the city's residents who didn't have any military training, who didn't have any firepower right at the beginning, but they took on these people, and after nearly 50 days managed to drive them out. This is the first time a number of the residents have actually been in here. It was only officially cleared, about 12 hours or so, and still it's only been this morning when people have had the courage to come out and see for themselves the damage and destruction, because there was always a worry that there could be lingering snipers or gunmen remaining here. I mean, the amount of destruction they've managed to wrought over the period of time that they were based here is quite amazing, terrifying for the residents. And these were right in the middle of the centre. They didn't have anything apart from the weaponry and the arms that they captured from the Gaddafi soldiers to fight them back with. Look, we get a wide angle, you can see virtually every house, shop and business around here was affected by either the bombing, the shelling, because these guys, you've got to remember, were reinforced by Gaddafi military tanks. There's a resident come out to celebrate. They were enforced and supported by Gaddafi military tanks who were based some distance away as well. You can see, look at the tremendous amount of destruction. That is the end of Tripoli Street, which was taken over by the Gaddafi troops for pretty much the best part of 2 months. Now finally emptied of all Gaddafi soldiers, or so they believe.